Hello friends, thank you for your encouraging response to my previous videos on social auditors module started by NISM. Uh, as you would be aware that social auditors module is the latest module started by NISM, and in the days to come we will see more and more interest in the social audit, particularly because of the various initiatives that governments across state as well as at the center have started, and social stock exchange is also going to be a concrete idea very soon. Now in this particular video, I'm going to take you through the chapter 5 which relates to social audit and social auditors. So I will be having 10 questions on that. Let me give a disclaimer in the beginning. These questions are prepared on the basis of chapter 5, and I'm not giving you any assurance that you will get similar kind of questions in exam. This is more of a refresher type of practice that I have created in form of quiz. So let me start with the question first, or question 1, which is related to the BRSR, which is business responsibility and sustainability reporting. This is the requirement which SEBI had come out, and as per this BRSR reporting, there are specific companies who have to report this. So as you can see in this question, BRSR reporting is a compliance requirement for top 250, 500, 1000 or 1500 companies in India. The answer for this is 1000 companies, which means 1000 company on the basis of their market capitalization. So we move on to the question 2, which is about what is the CSR spend threshold for companies to undertake impact assessment for their CSR projects or programs, and disclosure of details of the same in the annual report on CSR. So how much CSR spend should be there for this disclosure requirement? So the answer for this is not 1 crore, 2 crore or 3 crore, it is 5 crore or more in the preceding 3 financial year. So it becomes D. We move on to the question 3. Which of the below ISO standard deals with guidance on social responsibility? We know that there are multiple ISO standards, and these ISO standards relate to various areas such as risk management, such as health and safety, such as information technology. So here the answer becomes ISO 26000, which is for guidance on social responsibility. Let us move on to the next question, which is in form of certain statements, and it relates to financial audit. So we do have financial audit as well as social audit. Here the question is about financial audit, because financial audit and social audit often gets compared. So which of the following statements is not true about financial audit? So there are 4 statements. Let us evaluate each one of them one by one. So financial audit covers non-financial matters, limited only to those aspects that provide additional information to stakeholders of the business who are mainly interested in entity's financial status. This sounds to be perfectly correct. It is done keeping in mind the objective of issuing an opinion on the state of financial affairs, which is also correct. It deals mainly with the study of financial data, absolutely correct again. So what is not valid? It involves stakeholders of the enterprise and adopts a triple bottom line approach, which is actually done in case of social audit and not in case of financial audit. So we move on to question 4, but the answer for we move on to question 5, but the answer for question 4 is D. Question 5 is about auditors should exercise discretion in use and protection of information acquired in the course of their duties. Which of the below mentioned principles of audit does this statement highlight? So there are many principles of audits which are applicable in the process of audit done by an auditor, and those principles must be followed. So here it is talking about exercising discretion in use and protection of information acquired. So obviously that relates to confidentiality. So the answer becomes B. Let us move on to the next question, which is related to which of the following encourages businesses to contribute towards broader developmental goals while seeking to be economically viable. Now this question is more in Indian context, okay, and not global context. If we refer to PRI, it is about how to make responsible investing following the ESG guidelines. SASB has given the standards for ESG and as well as sustainability accounting. United Nations Sustainable Development Goals have 17 goals for development. So the answer obviously is A in this particular case. So we've done with 6 questions. We move on to the seventh one. Which of the following is not part of important principles and values for social auditing? So social auditing has its own set of principles and values. So which of it is not part is what is being asked in this particular question. So we have independence, integrity, objectivity. These three definitely constitute the principle. Discrete approach won't be applicable in this case. So the answer becomes D. Now let us move to the next question, which is about which of the following is not covered under on-site audit method. So we know that social audit can be on-site, social audit can be off-site. It may be with the human intervention or without human intervention, but here we are talking about on-site audit methods. So conducting interview, you will need to be on-site. Typically, you can do telephonic interviews also, but most of the interviews are typically done in person. Completing checklist and questionnaires with auditee participation, that would also be an on-site activity. Conducting document review with auditee participation, again an on-site. But analyzing data, this can be done from anywhere. So the answer becomes D in this case. This takes us to question number 9. In which of the following audit evidence, so we have multiple audit evidences which are typically analyzed. Conclusions are based on comparisons, calculations, and relationship between various pieces of information derived by auditor. So auditor is basically connecting the dots here, if I have to put it in a simple word. So here the options are documentary, oral, physical, and analytical. Because things are getting connected and then analyzed and conclusion is getting derived, the answer becomes D. So now we have completed 9 questions. So let us quickly move on to the 10th one, which is which of the following is the first step in social audit process. So how do you do the social audit? Should you start with audit evidence, audit conclusion, preparing the audit framework, or collecting and verifying information? No need to say that the answer is D here. So I have covered 10 questions. I will request all of you to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching this video. You can write to me on healthofmywealth@gmail.com. Thank you so much for your time. Hope to see you in the next video.